And a freaking Microraptor, of course. Oh, why do you exist? So today, I think I'm going to create a crop plot farm, in the sense for a few things. One, we need it for kibble, which will be for later on. Two, a steady food supply, so for obviously taming and everything, vegetables are the best thing until you get kibble. And obviously for myself to keep my food sustenance pretty well. And three, for the few soups that I need to tame certain creatures, specifically from what I recall for right now, the what's it called? Amargasaurus, whatever that thing is. So before we can do any of that, gotta make crops, and to do that, we're gonna need a couple things. One is obviously the crop plots, two is gonna be the seeds, which are very easy to get, and three is going to be the beehive, which I have to get at some point. For this series, unlike in my last series, I'm not gonna go ahead and tame a wild giant bee, although I could. I haven't seen one for the life of me on this map, and I really don't want to spend hours looking for it. So I think I'm going to just simply look for enough honey to make an SS domesticated beehive. That pretty much will serve the same purpose as a normal beehive. I don't believe it makes anything faster. It may just have more storage capability than a normal domesticated beehive. But other than that, the benefit is that you don't need a giant bee. All you need is, I believe, actually let me check. I think it's honey and maybe something else. Let me just see. So the domesticated beehive needs 200 fiber. Got that. Rare flower 250. Could get that if I don't have it. That should definitely have 100. And the giant bee honey, I just need 50. So I could either find it by hand or tame myself a dire bear, which I may just wind up doing because that'll get me honey a lot quicker. I don't need a great level dire bear, although a high level one would be nice. If we go down that route, then we'll just go for any old dire bear, like the lower level. That should do the trick. There's no real rhyme or reason to getting a high level because it'll still farm it close to the same, I think. So if we come across that scenario, that's the play we're going to make. So first and foremost, before we do anything else, make sure if you like this one at any point, hit the like button and also subscribe if you come back here regularly or are new. A lot in store, a lot coming out in the very few months and weeks and days even. So definitely keep in tune to all that by hitting that and notification icon so you never miss when I upload the next video. So let's get on to today's video. In here I have just some things. I have a rough idea of how I want the crop field, or rather the crop farm, to look. First and foremost, I have the foundations we're going to be doing out of stone. Then obviously we're going large crop plots. And then for the greenhouse things, it's going to be the SS glass stuff, but they still have the same effects and they're as strong as metal. And obviously you could sell from the base. You can make things look a bit cooler. So we're going to implement parts and bits of that into this build. As you can see, I also cleared out this area, or rather, I cleared out a bit, like a couple boulders, but I pushed the barrier a little bit further so I have all of this space to work with. Before, I believe we were like right up to here, which really wasn't much to work with. Now we could have some real estate over here, and I think honestly soon enough, I'm going to try to take over this whole, what do you call it, this hill, the plateau, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to try and take it all over and incorporate all my designs and all my builds into this one area. It's a lot of real estate to work with, like I showed when I flew over it in the last video. So got a lot of things coming in the works with that. But anyway, so let's start with a simple base. Again, I'm going to have it pretty close to my base so I can pull everything. And if I can't for whatever reason, I'll probably just throw like a couple fridges right here. And if I can't pull anything from here, I'll just throw a couple fridges, which I know they'll be able to get pulled, or rather pull from the preserving bin over there. So I'll have all that. So let's see about how many. I need narcoberry, mejoberry, then the rock, potato, lemon, and carrot. So that's 6. So I gotta do, was it 6 by 10, I believe. So the initial part, I'm not going to do anything crazy. I'm just literally going to go like this. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hold on. 8, 9. I had it for a second. 9 and 10. All right, and now that's going to be pretty high, but I could always build up ramps and stairs and such. So now we come out by 5 more, so that's 1, 2, 3. I should be able to get this probably from this angle. Yep. 3, 4, and 5. And I'll just fill in the bottom bits right here so that way I can't, for some reason. I'll probably throw walls there, honestly. Unless, let me just go ahead and grab this. Because I was able to throw on there before. Not that. Let me see. Can I... No, it's not going to give it to me if I do like this. That's a bit unfortunate. However, I can get this, right? Hold on, I had it there for a second. There we go. And yeah, I can't do much with that. I'll probably not even have to worry about it because it's all going to be hidden anyway. So now I just bring this across like so, which is not going to take too much to do. And then I will bring this part back so I know where to leave off. And that should be fine. There we go. So now this is all closed off. And now I just got to bring it up so that way it's all flat and even. Because if it's not, that's going to be a bit frustrating to deal with. You know what? I just had an idea. Hold on. I'm thinking to kind of leave a trench here for the crops. So that way... Hold on a second. I'm going to let this idea simmer for a bit. But I want to get the rest of this part filled. So let me just go over here. Then we go 1 and 2. Then we go 3, 4. And the last 2, please. And thank you. Alright, so let me just grab the stuff real quick that I need because I have this idea that I really think will work. Alright, so this should in theory work, but I want to snap these down here like that. Alright, so I know what I have to do. So I can't do it on this level. I gotta raise it up one. So essentially bring it here. Right there. And then what I'll do after that is hopefully be able to get out of here. No, that's a bummer. Let me grab who can jump. Actually, the Megalania could just climb. It'll be easier. Didn't mean to go admin mode there. Don't know if that's going to affect anything. Awesome. There we go. So you're there. So now this should in theory work to the point where I could bring this all across. So let me just do the perimeter real quick, or at least most of it, like so. And do I still have... No, I think some walls I should have here. Otherwise, no. Let me see if there are any inside. Because what I want to do is kind of build like, what is it called? Like a trench of sorts. Not really a trench. Obviously, it's called something different. I just can't think of the name. Do I not have any more walls? I guess I don't. Let me make some more glass walls. Let's go glass wall. I could do half walls. Wait a second now. Let me go ahead and just make 20 of them real quick. You know, I don't think I need 20, but that's fine. What are these? No. So let me just wait for a couple of these to be built so that way I can kind of show you the idea I had. All right, that's good enough to get the ball rolling. So I come over here. Now I want to kind of make not a fenced-in area. Obviously, it's not going to be fenced in, but I kind of am thinking all of these will have the crop plots on them, so it'll look like this, essentially. So we go right here, right there, you know, we just bring that all around. And probably got, what is that, one more? Okay. So that'll look like that. Again, you're not going to see anything underneath. But the reason why I want to have, like, kind of a hidden part right here, because I think I could have the water, like, the water taps and everything underneath. And although I never tried it before, the water should, because it's like a proximity thing where you could even have it like 2 foundations or so above the crops and it'll trickle down because it's like a circumference it covers in terms of like the water irrigation effect. And then what I could do is literally just make a simple entrance. Probably bring this out maybe one more foundation or ceiling, whatever. So that way there's a bit of a walkway. You can still easily access everything. And if I need to, I could always just jump over. But for the most part, that could also work. And then another idea, I can also potentially bring my little fertilization thing, because I believe, well, it won't exactly work, because how I thought it was working, like, I can show you right here. I don't know what, I've done this many times with beetles and pheomias. They should, like, all the poop that I just sent, like, there's one right there. You're not picking anything up. You did before, but you're not now. You're on the proper settings. You're wandering. You're not on mating. And I just have you on change to ignore and passive. Like, I don't know what else you could be trying to do here. Disable. No, all that's correct. And there's nothing else. Visual range. Yeah, you should be able to pick up everybody's poop, but you can't even pick up a single one. I don't know what the deal is with that. Let me just go ahead and hide that. So yeah, since I can't figure that out, I think what I'm just going to do is bring in, what is it, the SS Gardener that does it? Distributes fertilizer, yes. So I could have essentially the farmer. Yeah, I don't need a gardener. I'll just have the, hello there. Hello there, big boy. Wow. You are a big boy. Just going to let you sit there for a bit. So I'm going to have the gardener down here. Not the gardener, the farmer down here with all the water and everything. So everything's hidden and out of sight. And then all I have to worry about is literally just grabbing everything, which I could have the gardener. I don't think it's going to be necessary. I really don't mind pulling everything. Like, it's not that big of a deal. At least for me. Maybe for some people, but because it's so close to base, I literally don't mind the trip. And that'll be that. And then what I could do, since this part comes out a bit high right here, I could have a little bit of a doorway coming in. So that way I can access everything. Let me pick up this one. And let me go and run because it should be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So I'd have Narco. I'd have the 4 fruits and a Narco and a Mejo. Huh. I don't think I calculated that correctly. But that's fine. Honestly, I don't need too many things, so that's not too much an issue, because what am I going to get? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24. Between 6, that's basically 4, 6, 12, 18. Yeah, that's basically 4 crops per thing. I don't mind. Literally, I could just have one of them do a little extra or just incorporate something else. So I'm not really too concerned with that situation. I could always just adjust later on, but what I need now is, do I have a doorway? I have a stone and I have a double door. Perfect. So I do need that, but I will just hold on to it for right now. Let me go ahead and, yeah, I don't mind the single. I truly don't. Let me just double check if I did have a double, because if that's the case, I'd rather do double, but I don't really want to recreate anything. It looks like I only have a single, so I will go ahead and grab you, and we will get you down. So now that I have this little, like, hidden door, if you will, I'm gonna leave that on auto close. Now I could come in here and tend to the gardener. I probably will just throw you right there. Or rather the farmer. Can I craft you right now? And the little metal, not that big of a deal. Probably throw him right here. Then he'll start doing all the fertilization. Then we can have the water literally running this whole thing. That's not going to be that big of an issue either. Let me go ahead and I'll make a stone ramp so that way it just blends better. Then I will go ahead and simply close off the rest of this and just leave room for I guess this side would make the most sense to have the doors. All right, so let me fill the rest of this all up. And then what I will do is come back when I'm starting the next part of this build project. You know, not for nothing, my neighbors seem to be very, very rude. They just feel like they need to attack my base at all needs. at all times. It's ridiculous. Before the Carno, there's the Rex, but luckily he didn't have the idea to come at me, fortunately, because he wouldn't have survived. But all these other little guys, Sabertooths, Raptors, like, not even the Argies are coming, just these little pests just keep bothering me. Anywho, now that I got that situated, because that music was kind of annoying for a bit, this is, well, let me level him up, because, you know, he deserves a little bit of love. Anywho, so here we are with the greenhouse or crop farm, whatever you want to call it, as of right now. You see, I went ahead and finished the inside. Obviously, we have all the crop plots in there, all the large ones on top of the glass ceilings. Then we encased it in with the half walls, and then encased that in with one layer, or rather the foundations originally, and then the greenhouse or the glass walls, whichever you like to call them. Then on the inside, I went ahead and made a quick little ramp, so that way we can get in and out without much issue. And for some reason, I don't know if this is like till they grow or if this is just how it's going to be, but the crop plots are on top of this. And just before, you saw a moment ago, you couldn't see through here, but I could see through to the sky. So who knows what that'll look like when everything's fully grown. I got to put a ramp here. I mean, I don't need it clearly, but it wouldn't hurt to have. Then we went ahead and got the front set up with the double doors, again, because it was an even number. Can't really get a symmetrical thing. Unfortunately, it's not ASE where you can do a quarter wall there, and then the double door in the middle. So that's going to be what it is for right now. And obviously, we have all of this closed in so we can look at our beautiful crops, and they could be protected from anything trying to consume them, except for I. Anywho, so now that we're at the roof or the pinnacle of the build, now I want to think, or rather see if I can go ahead and make a pretty cool roof. Again, it's not really gonna serve as much more of a function, like as long as it's closed in with the glass ceilings, like I could literally just box it in and it'll give me the same effectiveness as if I went and did a whole beautiful masterpiece on top. That won't make a difference. It'll just be for aesthetics, but obviously, I don't want to make a simple boxing thing. I want to bring a little oomph into it. So now that I have, did I bring them? I kind of have some. Yeah, there they are. So now that I have this, I want and hopefully can get up there. So let me just do a quick little ramp so I could like land a RG on top of there. That'll do. Yeah, that'll do for the moment, because I need to be up here in order to place the rest of these. So I'm going to keep the overhang right here because I don't want to keep rebuilding this roof. So we're just going to incorporate it into the design, and it's really not that bad per se. So we go this, then we bring that in, and then we're going to bring these up to here. So you'll see what I'm doing in just a moment, but well, you could probably tell. If not, let me explain. So I want to have this initial part just kind of come out like so. And then I think I put the glass ceilings away or I ran out. Because then what I want to do is kind of have this hang over. So this is going to come down one. And then we're going to basically just build. Yeah, it won't let me build by snapping to that, unfortunately. So I have to make it where it essentially will snap. But if I do this and then take it apart, I'm probably just going to destroy all that anyway. So let me get my RG again. Imagine the right side mirrored to the left side. So that's going to come together at one. So it'll make that peak. Then I'm going to have a little bit coming out. So it'll be a little overhang. But it's not going to be an exact copy of this. It's going to drop down one layer and then bring it up there. But the roofs are going to be dropped a layer on the sides. So it's going to have like levels to the roof, if you will. And then I'll try and kind of like fit it all and then make it a bit more neat and whatnot, just so that way everything works properly. But I'm gonna need some more metal and some more time, so I will be right back in just a moment. All right, so it's been a little bit, and I will say I did wind up finishing the greenhouse. The reason why I didn't record bits after the part that you saw, because I kept having to like redo certain things, then redesigning it, and then I didn't like it, so I kept redoing it, and rather than keep recording like 10 different like segment clips or whatever, I decided to just, you know what, we'll cut to at the end when everything is to how I like it. Everything's filled up, set up, and everything is completely functional. So with no further ado, let me show you the greenhouse. So from the outside, I'll show you the inside in just a moment. The outside, we have the whole thing set up. I switched the walls and everything to stone. I feel like it suits it a lot better. It just kind of flows and fits a lot nicer, especially because when I had this whole area with all the greenhouse glass, or rather the regular glass, the SS glass structures, it really got messy. I won't lie, it got confusing and it just didn't look that good, at least for me. And then I just kept the rest of the ceilings, obviously, and the roof, I kept that so that way I could actually get the greenhouse effect. And then when we go to the front, so this part right here, this is going to be the entranceway. It isn't like anything special. At least right now, I still got to put a few like lights and such to make it kind of stand out at night. But I really can only do so much during the day, ironically, with building, because when you do all the lights, you got to see how it looks at night. So therefore, I'm going to have to keep this for the moment. I'll showcase everything fully lit up at night right at the end of this episode, so that way you can see what I'm doing. Went ahead with the pillars. I kind of like that. It gives a little bit of an entranceway, because first, I had this here and I'm like, it just looks stupid, just that sticking out. And besides, with physics, you need something to support that. So that's that situation there. Oh, let me show you the back also, because I didn't properly show that. I went ahead and just dragged literally right here the electronics into this part with outlets and the electrical wiring from the generator. And then obviously same situation, but with the water pipes going, don't know where that lag was from. And then the same situation with the pipes going into here. Because the problem with this part in particular, the reason why it's like that is because I couldn't put a single wall here at all. Like, it literally was not allowing me. I could put one there, and that's what I wanted to repeat on this side, but I think because the mesh and everything was too low, it wouldn't allow me to place anything. The closest I could get was putting, like, a fence foundation and then a wall, but then the wall carried, like, up to here. So it just would not look symmetrical or even at all. So I wound up implementing this area designated for the irrigation, which kind of works out. Like, although I would have preferred to hide it, it's not the end of the world, showing that it's being used rather than just like an empty spot. So it fits nicely. So as we go inside, we see all the irrigation pipes are set up. It is slightly angled. That's just due to the, like, I didn't realize I was a bit of an angled building it. It is what it is. It's not the end of the world. I may just fix it up later on just to have it straight across. But as you can see, everything is growing like I kind of thought it was gonna. You can see all the fruits, all the saplings, all the seedlings, everything right above, but you can't see the actual crop plot, which kind of makes no sense at all. But I mean, it is what it is. I'm not going to go too crazy for it. As you can see, everything is properly growing. I'll show you on the other side, but all this, like all the water, it touches every single crop plot, so that's perfect. Then we got our little farmer here, which this is fertilizer I had from before. I think I got from a loot crate or whatever, so I have some of it. It's yet to distribute, but the problem is, well, that's the problem, but I'll get that in just a second. So let me first and foremost just show you the rest of this. Again, the half walls just barricade everything inwards, so that way you don't disturb its peace. And obviously you wouldn't run along here because then you trample and destroy everything. Every crop lot has a greenhouse effect of 300. Right now they are fruitlings, but water and irrigation, they are all fully irrigated from here all the way to here. So we got water, we got fertilizer, we got seeds, we got fruit, and soon we'll have crops to harvest. Because again, citronal is for kibble, and then a couple other recipes require other ingredients such as rock root, savaroot, and long grass, and depending on mejoberry and I believe just nargleberry just have narcotic. Where you find these things, I had to go all the way to the redwoods right near the castle area, which I forget. It's actually marked where that yellow marker is, or green, whatever. It's that little water, like you'll see the whole entrance. It's just like an abandoned castle, which I was again gonna originally build my base there at some point, but then I chose not to. So that's where you want to go, and you obviously can see that little thing called 4x beehives. I'll get to that in just a moment. But lastly, I'm going to address the issue, which hopefully I could figure out sooner than later. Otherwise, it's going to suck. Because my whole fertilization farm, which again isn't anything special, it's literally just beetles and Ophiomia. The beetles ain't picking up poop. Now, for understanding, they are on wandering. They are ignoring group whistles, and they're on passive. Still no success. I went ahead and even tamed up the newer one. I don't know what's happening. You could literally see. Oh, let me just make sure. You might have picked it up. No. And did you? No. I don't know what's going on. I saw in a Reddit that you're supposed to have where originally they were in cages, or rather indoors technically. You're supposed to have them outside freely. I still don't know after all that why they're not picking up the poop, but I mean, at some point something's gonna have to give. Otherwise I'm gonna have to invest in compost bins, which isn't terrible. I literally could just coat this whole side right here in compost bins. It would be annoying to get the poop, but again, the Phiomia poops pretty quick with stimberries, and I could just literally just get that production started. So by the next episode, I'll definitely have that all sorted and figured out. But now we move on to the second part of this video, which, if you could not already tell, I'm gillied up because I am going to try my best to tame, minus the insect repellent, but I got rare flowers and obviously the ghillie suit, to tame giant bees normally. I'm not going to try and do the SS domesticated beehives, although if push comes to shove, I'm going to have to do that. But for right now, if I can do it legit, it saves time and resources, which is everything you want. So first I got to get the dire bear. Then I found the spot, like I showed you on the map, the 4x beehives. That's where all the, well, not all, but that's where I found in the Redwood Abandoned Castle, whatever. That's where I found literally like 4 or 5 clustered all in one spawn. So if I could get all of those beehives, that would be amazing. But we will see what we could get. But first and foremost, let us get over there. So I also went ahead and crafted up the dire bear saddle. And I also forgot, but I also got honey in here, so that's good. I'm not really going for any high level dire bear. I mean, if I get a high level, that'd be great. But literally, I think I'm just going to go for the first one I get will be the first one. If it's, again, high level, great. If low level, no big deal. So for those who don't know, this is the abandoned castle of Lost Island. For specifics on location, it's not a perfect thing, but it's about, what was that, 42 latitude and 45 roughly on longitude. So this is where you want to go if you're trying to find it. Also, this is the best place to get all the crops, at least from my experience, because I went literally all across the map, couldn't find any citronal, longgrass, rockroot, savroot, nothing. Then I came here, and in a few moments I literally was just able to grab all the stuff I needed. So that was a bonus. It's not exactly guaranteed spawn because it's randomly generated the seed spawn, literally the seeds and the seed itself. So you can't guarantee you'll find it, but if you aim for those mushrooms, you'll get not only the aberration mushrooms and everything, but you also have the higher chance of getting all the crop seeds. But literally anywhere in this area, you should be able to do as such. So we're going to avoid the Dinopithecus because I do want to tame them up very soon because they are quite useful creatures on this map. And long and behold, we have ourselves a little bear. What level are you, Mr. Bear? 45. Mrs. Bear will do just fine. Now we got our tranks. Let's see. You know, this might be a good spot if I could actually hit from up here. Let's see, we turn around. Hopefully we're in render distance and you're fighting. Where'd it go? I think they killed the bear. No way, they have babies like... That's so cool. The babies will hop on the parents' back. Never noticed that. I wonder if that's the case for all teams. Or is that just in the wild? Anyway, we're gonna have to find a new bear because that one's gone. So hopefully there's another bear in this area. I could tell there's a bunch of monkeys, but it's not what we want right now. And that Megatherium is rage boosted, so that's not good. I really don't want to deal with freaking bugs right now, if you don't mind. But I kind of have no choice, do I? Yep, there you are. Come on, let's go. Perfect. Alright, we'll probably have to go out here because everything just keeps getting killed in there. Any dire bears out here? There's one. Let's see. What level are you? 45 male. I will take it. We just land right up here. And let's put you to sleep real quick, shall we? I think we shall. There's 2. Don't know how many more you're needing. Yeah. Good luck. You're not able. You're just not. Am I not doing headshots? Or you don't do headshots on... Yes, you don't do headshots. This should be fine. Oh. Well, looky there. Oh no, not Pegos, not Pego, not Pego. Damn you! Alright, whatever. I'll get back to that in a second. Haha. Are you still not asleep? Goodness. Yeah, it sucks to be you, doesn't it? Thank you. Now, in terms of you guys, you're gonna... Hey, now, no. I need all that stuff back, please. Thank you. That's 1. Where'd the freaking other one go? There you are, you stupid. And give me my fur, thank you. And where's my other... What are you fighting? Land, please. You got my honey. What came after you? Carno? I don't even see a Carno. Where's the other Pega that got my flowers? Did it eat all the flowers? I hope that's not the case. I could go... You are probably that one. And a friggin' Microraptor, of course. Oh, why do you exist? Haha. Where's the Pego? Where's the damn Pego? Oh my goodness. Could everything just stop for 2 seconds? Just 2 seconds is all I'm asking. There's my bear. Still not seeing the Pego. Stop. Just stop. Just stop. Let me get... Probably 2 is all I need, but let me just have a little extra just in case. Okay, 1 will do the trick. Are we gonna be cool? Or are we gonna have problems? Level 90, we better not have no problem. You're a cool color. Alright, so... Went back to base, and I made the dumb mistake of not only putting in my food bar, but accidentally eating it, and I didn't realize how deadly Megaloceros, or the deer, could be. 2 males literally almost killed me within like course of 10 seconds. It was kind of crazy. Luckily, my dire bear was here, and crisis was averted, but still, quite deadly. Never had that experience in my life in PvE. But anyway, here we are. So, this is a spot which, again... It's close to where I was talking. Call it... Yeah, you can see on the map. Call it this location. So they're literally all stacked within itself. There's literally like at least 3, maybe 4 or more. So to do this, we have to attack and wait till they like get triggered out, or so you're supposed to. Now again, this... Why am I not even getting the honey? What's going on here? Oh, I see. So I could keep doing that to get the honey, but I believe to break it you have to be in a range and use a ranged weapon, so I don't know how effective a shotgun is, but we are here. And in theory, the bee should get despawned, or rather be-spawned. This might be a wasted shotgun, honestly. Oh, I can see it's a definite waste. What do you do per hit? Oh, you do much better. Oh wait, no, you're only doing 29. But I'm able to hit a lot faster, so it kind of makes sense. Okay, definitely worth using a shotgun. I gave up on the pike. As you can see, we are almost there. Well, I'm going after the first one, clearly. And now I gotta start being careful. Alright. And put the bear on passive. Yes, I am crouched. Why is it not spawn? Do I really need the bee repellent? Like, surely that can't be it. Like, crouch and ghillie should work out fine. Insect repellent is just an extra bonus. I guess we're gonna have to do the domesticated beehive after all. How many do I need for that? We go here. Go with the bee. Yeah, I need 50. Rare flowers are gonna be a little easier to get. It's just a matter of finding the spot for it. And then getting this right. Yeah, so I will unfortunately have to do what I originally set out to do because it should be working. Like, I should be able to do this. But clearly, for some whatever dumb reason, maybe because they're all glitched into each other, maybe I do need the bug repellent. But they do seem to be problematic. So, unfortunately, that's just the situation. Alright, so here's the finished product. We are back at base. Everything is fully assembled, like I said from before, but in addition, we have the beehive. So, let me take you on a proper grand tour. First and foremost, we have our dire bear, which I went ahead and named Baloo. If you don't know, you can do a little research. It doesn't hurt. And you never know, you might like the movie. It's a character from the movie. That's all I'll say, as a hint. We got our lights on our little balcony porch-esque kind of thing, so very nice on that end. Then we go inside, we have the lights, and again, this is on gamma 2, so the brightness is not too bad. And it's spread out pretty evenly where the bloom isn't too bad, and I gotta say, once these things grow up a little more, I think the carrots are fully, fruitling I believe is the full thing. So these are all grown up properly, so that's gonna be what they're gonna look like. Although, I thought the narcoberries get a little bigger, but it is what it is. Then we go to the domesticated beehives, which I'll keep in the back just because that's kind of a fair point to get to. And I could access them without needing, because they're the SS ones, you don't need the, the ghillie suit or anything to access them. So that's great, because obviously I'm in chitin, and I would have been torn up if they were regular beehives. So that's that. Went ahead on the way back to just get a little more rare flowers, so that's how I got 3 of these rather than just the 1. And I don't think I need any more because if I look at the slots, it's basically going to be 23 honey for, and obviously the 1 for the flowers. So 23 times 3, it's like 69. So that should give me enough honey. Just got to keep cycling it out and getting rare flowers as I go along. Although I don't think, I think it caps at 24. So you can't have like all this with rare flowers, and then it'll start producing honey. I'll try it. I doubt that's the case, because I don't believe it'll work like that, because there is a slot cap feature for that specific reason. Also forgot, they take forever to craft in the SS terminal, but still, that's not that big of a deal. It didn't take too long, although it did take a while to wait. So then we go back outside. Hello, Baloo. And then we go to the undercarriage of the greenhouse, which again, we got the water, we have the harvester, the gardener, the farmer rather, got all the water set up. Let me get a quick sip. There we go. Again, everything is here, can see through it, but you can't see through it on the other side. Don't know how that is. And then the last somewhat kind of piece of resistance is the part right here, which is not working, right? Let me guess. No, it is still not working. I don't know what to do. Where's the other one, actually? Hello? Where's my other dung beetle? It's somewhere here, although I can't tell you where. Dung... No, can't track it now. Well, if I guess I come across it, that'd be great. Although if I had to take a guess, because I probably de-rendered, it's probably far away. Probably like went through there when the fence wasn't loaded in, which is kind of unfortunate, to say the very least. But I guess it kind of is what it is on that front. Let me just go ahead and see if you are down there, which you shouldn't have gotten far because you are only a super slow dung beetle. Nope, can't find it. Well, that'll be a project for another time. But that is the greenhouse. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you like how it looks and obviously its functionality of the sort. Let me just get back down. So that's going to do it for today's episode. If you did enjoy, again, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new and come back here regularly, as well as comment any suggestions you have. Again, advice about the greenhouse, how to make it look cooler, about the dung beetles, how to make them actually work how they're supposed to. And again, probably by the next episode, you'll see a bunch of compost bins lined up if I can't figure out the dung beetle thing. It is what it is. I'm not going to go too crazy over it. It's kind of frustrating that it doesn't work, but it's going to have to be what it's going to have to be. But with all that being said, hope you have a great rest of your day, and take care.